Well, hi there. This is another version of our latest launch videos. This boat is on its way to the Bahamas as a rental boat in the Abacos at Blue Wave Rentals in Marsh, Harbour. This boat is built specifically to the needs of that client. Rental boats, of course, get a lot more abuse, a lot different use than private. So as I walk through the boat, you'll see some different things for sure. To begin with, he went with the forward seating model. In this instance, he chose for the optional coaming pad. He also elected to have the cushions permanently affixed to the seats as opposed to having them removable. We've done a nice sculpted job here with the upholstery so that you can get into the latch handle and get access to below. The boat is already loaded, by the way, for its maiden trip to the Bahamas, so please ignore all the items in there. Same on this side. Coaming pad makes for a very comfortable situation. Hits you right in the right spot. Kind of sun lounge. It's a great thing. Of course, have the big storage compartment below, which is insulated like it always is, with a diaphragm pump. In this case, he won't use it as a fish box, but you can see it provides very substantial storage. Oh, yeah, and our patented fit. You can hear how that fits like it's designed to. Now, moving aft, this is our first boat that has the larger console that's capable of having a marine head installed inside of it. In this case, you will see he opted not for that. He simply wanted the storage space for the rental customers to put their luggage when they fly into the Bahamas. But it's real nice, very, very radius. We'll start with the forward seat. And again, in this case, it's not doing what it's designed to do, which is to be a heavily insulated cooler. But it is a very heavily insulated 1-inch insulation in addition to the coring on the cooler itself. Fits real nice, big boat. And let me point out too, big channels, big deep channels to keep water out. As you come around aft here, you get to the head compartment itself. One of the nice things was that we designed it with an overhead hatch. A lot of builders just cut out an access panel in the side of the console so that you can get in and out, but actually try and get in and out of those consoles. You'll find ergonomically they don't work. A lot of times you hit your forehead going in and out. So we designed this overhead door. Nice heavy-duty double latch door, swings all the way open. It's not bifold, it clears the gunnel on its path, which is another nice feature, to not have to deal with another hinge down the center. And as you look into the console, you see it's completely lined, fiberglass lined, both the entire console, both upward and lowered. Again, in this situation, it's a rental boat. He wanted the batteries up high for serviceability. Normally, they would be stowed down in a designed area forward with battery boxes concealing them, but this is specifically the way he wanted the console. We also would normally have a step below to access because, again, the ergonomics of getting in and out of the console, but he wanted to keep it simple, so we eliminated the step. This is the back side of an electronics box that he wanted in the boat. Normally we would flush mount, and when we get around to the other side of the console you'll see that, but normally we would simply flush mount the electronics. He specifically wanted a sliding door arrangement to fit his needs. So it's a great console. Also, you'll see when we go below that there's very good access to the back side for all your wiring. And this is, of course, the wiring of the quality level that Stuart Boatworks is known for. But great access here to everything you need. As we move to the aft side of the console, as I had mentioned, he chose this sliding door arrangement, so that's the custom capability that we have at Stuart Boatworks to fit that particular customer's needs. And this is specifically what he wanted. The console Also incorporates a glove box. Normally the glove box would have a 12-volt plug-in here for charging of your cell phone. He opted to have it placed up here. So again, it's just personal choice. We have a nice footrest designed into the console. This also, of course, when removed, gives access to a different portion of the console for more serious serviceability if you had an issue well down the road. This is also unique for us in that this is our first 26 Stuart with an aluminum T-top as opposed to our hard top. Customer chooses this. All the other boats in his fleet have this canvas top. It's got more coverage than our hard top, width and lengthwise. It also is a height that he desired, 6'4" clearance, or maybe 6'8". I'm sorry, I can't quite remember, but we specifically had this designed to meet his demands there. Standard leaning post as opposed to a live well, of course, because when he rents the boat, typically they don't fish out of the boat. Stern seat, he opted to have an extra wide 56-inch wide stern seat with removable backrest. He chose to have fixed legs secured down to the cockpit sole. Normally our legs swing up. The stern seat is not only capable of being lowered, but also with a couple pull pins you can remove the stern seat. In this case, he did not want that. In no way does it hinder access to the bilge. This being an E-Tech boat, he has a substantial oversized single oil tank here. We laid out the bilge specifically the way he wanted it. Bilge pump forward, fuel filters forward, oil tank installed such that it could be removed at a later date if needed to be replaced. His aft fish box, of course, again, he's taking items over to the Bahamas for his other rental boats, so that's why the batteries are here and an extra anchor and things of that nature. It's got the great fit that all of our hatches have. Working way aft, this is our first boat that has a transom door. This, again, was a requirement of his. Many of the people that he rents boats to are elderly, and they need access in and out of the boat. Normally we have a flush transom all the way across. Here we developed this transom door, and it is now an available option on the boat. It's got a nice heavy-duty hardware, locking mechanism, substantial door, gives access aft to the Garrelec 3-step ladder. That's also a heavy-duty ladder. And as we back up all of our cleats, you've probably seen on our other videos and in our photos, with heavy stainless steel backing plates, yes, same is true for our swim ladder. Up underneath, there's a custom backing plate. So that's really it. I mean, it just goes to show that we can build a boat to fit specifically your needs. We're not locked into, you know, we have this many standard items, we have this many options. We literally can build a boat the way you want it for how you're going to use the boat. So thanks again. If you ever get the chance to go to the Abacos, to Marsh Harbour, please go to Blue Wave Rentals and see Troy and rent this boat for a week. You'll fall in love. A little PS to our original video. I want to talk for a minute about this Evinrude E-Tex. This customer chose 150 E-Tex. Remarkable performance during its first 10 hours of use. Combination cruising as well as idle speed. These motors burned a total of 53 gallons in 10 hours. Remarkable fuel efficiency. Top speed on this boat is right at 45 miles an hour, and this is full of fuel, 125 gallons of fuel, and a fair amount of gear on board. Not as heavily loaded down as it is today, but still loaded down with bottom paint. So really pleasing. The other nice thing is it cruises right at 30 miles an hour, which seems to be a magic preferred number for a lot of people. And lastly, with 4 adult guys on board, I was the smallest at 150 pounds, and everybody else was over 200 pounds, full of fuel, with 1 motor trimmed out of the water, this boat ran 24 miles per hour on 1 motor without changing the propeller, and I was only running at about 38 to 4,000 RPMs, 24 miles an hour. So whether they be Evinrude E-Techs, and I assume that we're going to see the same, the next boat we're building is getting a pair of 150 or 200 Yamaha 4-strokes. Of course, our last boat had 150 Mercury 4-strokes. So I really think that's the package for this boat if you're inclined towards twin engines. So thanks again.